So guys, guess what? It is officially October the 14th, 2023. And at the time of this video, it's actually the 12th, but I went ahead and recorded this video 2 days ahead just to get a head start and have it uploaded today. But on today's video, it's basically been 1 full year since I told my job, you know what guys, screw you guys, I'm quitting, I'm out. And yeah, so it's been 1 full year since that event took place. And yeah, fast forward to today. Well, we got a lot of stuff to go over, guys. So be sure to grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, and yeah, let's just sit back, watch me go over some of the journey that's been happening since then. You know, how I've developed in both my skills, sourcing, business, struggles that I've had in the business that you guys don't even know about just because, you know, it happens so fast and you really can't, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. But so yeah, but with that being said, before we get into that, actually, be sure to smash the like button for sure. You know, come on guys, smash the like button. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you guys think. And without further ado, let's get started. So first, real quick, I like to take it back and go back to when I actually quitted my job. So in case you didn't know, I quit my job last year at this time, on this day. And the crazy part is that I put in my 2-week notice a week before this, and I went back for 1 more week, and then I left. I didn't even stay for the 2 weeks. I literally said, you know what? I'm done with this job. I want nothing to do with it no more. I'm out. And so, yeah, right after that, basically, I think it was on a Friday. I don't even remember, honestly, what day it was. What day of the week? No, yeah, it was on a Friday. Because it was that weekend. I was like, you know what? Let me enjoy this weekend before we really go deep on this full-time thing. And so, yeah. But also, guys, also want to make this video to, you know, just give you guys some advice if you decide to quit or you're thinking of quitting. And some mistakes that I've made along the journey, in my journey of quitting my job. You know, because there's a lot of things that I could definitely go over. So we'll cover that shortly, and I won't take too long. But anyways, so yeah, I put in my 2 weeks. I went for 1 week. Didn't even go for the last one. You know, I was like, screw this. I'm not going to be here any longer. So you know what? I'm not going to deal with that. But yeah, and that was the timing of Q4. You know, I told myself, like, you know what? If I'm going to quit, it's going to be during Q4. Because I'm going to go extremely hard as hell. Kill it in Q4. And yeah. And so I did. November, I think I did like close to 50,000 in sales. And then December, probably 40 or so. I don't remember the exact number, but it was up there though, for sure. And so yeah, so those months went by, you know, crushed it in Q4, just like anybody else would. And then January came, and I don't know how much I did in January. I don't remember, to be exactly with you guys. But I know, you know, that month wasn't too bad. And so then, next thing you know, February comes, March, April. And one thing I was starting to notice was that my sales were declining a bit. And so, you know, at the time I was like, yeah, and also keep in mind, guys, when I quit, I also had money saved up. You know, we had money on the side. So that was able to keep up with our bills, house payment, all that stuff. And I'll be honest with you guys, if it wasn't for that money, honestly, probably would have been back to a job by January, February. Like, truthfully, with you guys being real. Like, on some real shit, I would have been back to a job. But man, and that's something I also want to go over before some of you guys decide to quit. You know, before you tell your job, you know, screw you or whatever, is make sure you have some money saved on the side. Because doing this Amazon thing, like doing this business, running it as a side thing versus doing it full time, it's a whole different ballgame, okay? Like, there's so many different ways of thinking you have to go about when it comes to sourcing your product, listing your products, getting rid of your products, and yeah, just so much detail like that you have to go over before, you know, like when it's just a side time thing. Like when it's a side hustle, you know, you're not really worried about certain products not selling for a certain time. You're not worried much about tanking as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're worried about the tanking because you want to make money, but you also live with that mindset that you have this cushion job to still back you up in case that product doesn't work. When you're full time, you know, it's survival of the fittest. I mean, if you go, you know, $2,000 deep on a product, expecting it to sell within 1 month, and then something happens to the listing, people start tanking it, it doesn't work the way you want, Now you have to make the decision to either hold that product, which means tying up that capital, or sell it for a break even or even a minor loss even sometimes. And so I didn't take that into consideration when I quit my job. And so it definitely started changing the way I was picking products, choosing products, to source and buy. And so, and another thing too is, because I did have some wholesalers too, nothing too major, because I also was doing some RA OA at the time as well, from like Walmart, Target, and I don't know, it's just I was focused so much on like Walmart, Target type of stuff before I quit that I really should have diversified into more OA sites to cushion certain products. Because we all know that everybody can source from Walmart, Target, all those big stores. And so most of those listings are going to tank. They're not going to last long anymore these days. And so, yeah, which means you're going to have trouble finding less profitable products. And so, yeah, I kind of wish I had diversified more, at least on the OA aspect of my business, into other sites because, we would have had a wider catalog of products and just more stuff. And luckily, when I was going through this around January, February, I actually stumbled onto a new supplier that we found a ton of new products. We were able to get the quantities, cases of certain things. And so we were buying these, placing these orders. We were sending them in. I mean, I posted a few stories about this, maybe a post or two about it. So it should be on my Instagram somewhere. But yeah, so we were placing all these orders, spending this money, and we were selling through them very, very, very nicely for like 3 months or so. So luckily that started, basically covering the losses I was taking from some of the Walmart Target products. Now, of course, all good things come to an end. That supplier ended up telling us that we couldn't get as much inventory that we wanted to because of supply chain issues or whatever. And so we had to stop ordering as much as we could, which really sucked because some of those products were moving like very, very fast for us. And so that quickly stopped, like put a halt to some of our sales because it was like, well, dang, we have this capital. Now we're not sure exactly how we're going to start spending this capital. Okay. And so, and looking for new suppliers was already becoming an issue too, because, I was making some calls, trying to open accounts, and yeah, so it was a hassle. Luckily though, I started dabbing more into the OA aspect midway through the year. And yeah, we were able to find more products, starting to diversify into other retail sites, like Walgreens, Vitacause. And then, I mean, even right now we're finding a bunch of new sites. So that's going to help us diversify even further going forward with our business, at least on the OA aspect. The wholesale aspect, we're putting a hold on some of that for now. Just because we want to build up some more capital for sure with the OA part. And then once we get that going, we'll start going back into some deeper wholesale. But we have been opening smaller accounts with small wholesale brands. So those are actually helping us too. We actually just tested some new ones on our last shipment. But yeah, so, we had that issue going on. And we were still able to buy some products from that supplier, luckily, throughout the rest of the year. Throughout the summer and whatnot, we're placing some smaller orders than what we wanted, but we still got some product. And then once again, the supplier, literally in August, September, I believe, they told us, hey, we can't sell this much as more, even we already could anymore at all now. So man, and so that it got really crazy on that part right there for sure. It got to me for a day or two. I won't even lie to you guys. I posted about it a little bit, I think that day too, but man, it was just, your head starts racing when you're facing these type of things. And honestly, if it were anybody else who's not mentally strong like this, they might have just folded at that point. And it's weird because I knew eventually something like this probably could have happened anyways. So during that time, luckily, we were starting to diversify into more OA sites as well. And so, we started testing other stuff, found some coupons, deals, all that stuff. And yeah, we started just testing new stuff. And luckily, when that supplier told us about that issue, it didn't affect us too bad. Like, honestly, even up to now, our sales have been better. Just because we were diversified. And, I had to think quick. Because the minute they did that first time, I was like, you know what, they're gonna do something again the second time, and it ended up happening. I just didn't believe it would happen so soon. I thought they were gonna wait until at least after Q4 for them to pull that on us. But yeah, and so, and again, it was because of supply chain issues once again, apparently. So, man, but yeah, and the profits up to that point, they were okay. They were definitely enough to cover bills for sure. But luckily, like I said, I had money saved up, so it did help cushion us out for sure in those first few months. No joke. And yeah, so I had to do a lot of, what do you call it, improvising, freaking adapting to just so many hurdles. And yeah, luckily I adapted pretty fast to some new stuff, new methods, new sourcing methods, a bunch of stuff. And yeah, we're still here, still hustling, working it out in the business right now, just going at it. Truthfully, this year has taught me so much that it's just, man, it's been an insane year, honestly. But like I said, you guys don't even see this, because I don't really talk about it. But mainly because, oh, man, you just get so tired sometimes just from doing certain things. And so that's why I took this chance on this video, to just go over some of the deeper stuff. So hopefully you guys learn a thing or two from some of my experience, because if you're thinking of quitting your job, make sure you can hit those numbers to definitely pay your bills for sure, number one, or even more. Definitely go for more. Make sure you're diversified in suppliers, OA sites, categories, brands, all of that. Make sure you're well diversified in case something happens to one, it doesn't hit you too hard. Okay, like I said, when the supplier did that thing with us the second time, didn't face us too much. Like I said, I was mentally ready for that shit. So, and yeah, and now leading up to now, we had our best month in August, I believe. We hit almost 60,000 in sales. It was like 56, 57 or so. So that was a huge month for us. And up to that point, you guys know we already got 2 VAs working with us now, sourcing and whatnot. So that's helping out a huge bunch for sure with us and being able to find more diversified products. And so with that, it's slowly starting to make sense, starting to finally look better for us, especially financially, because man, it was so hectic right now lately. But yeah, and so we're on October, Q4. All we can do now is just keep grinding it out, pushing pallets, pushing products, and we'll see how the rest of this year goes. I mean, it's Q4. You really can't go wrong with Q4, honestly. So yeah, but with that being said, yeah, I mean, it's just been one hell of a ride. So for those of you who are thinking of quitting or think of this as quitting one day, make sure you have everything in check, okay? Make sure you have your money checked in place, have a savings. Make sure, I don't know, like just be prepared, okay? Because anything can happen in this business, and it will take a lot of adapting to do in this business for sure. So that's the main thing for sure in this business, in this video that you need to take into consideration, is being able to adapt when needed. Because man, had I not adapted that early and fast, oh man, I probably would have been out of job for sure, guaranteed by August, September. So yeah, it's just really crazy. But like I say, we're still here, we're still grinding it out, we're still in business, so I can't complain. But I'll be honest, all the hurdles that we went through this year in this business, can't complain versus being on my job. Being on my job one day versus this whole year, no thanks. I'll take these hurdles any day. But yeah, so yeah, that's been the journey so far, guys. Hopefully we beat our previous month and hit, I don't even know, 70, 80, who knows, maybe 100K month in Q4. Like I said, we're just gonna keep grinding it out and see what happens. But aside from that, that'll be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed to the very end, hey, shout out to you guys for sure. Like I said, hopefully you learned something from your boy here, because man, oh boy. And another thing, man, don't be, like, what do you call it? Don't be, how do you say it? Don't be fooled by some of these people on social media posting big numbers, because at the end of the day too, it all comes down to those profit margins, what's on inventory labs, what's on QuickBooks, those P&Ls. Don't be fooled, all right? Like I said, I was straightforward and honest with you guys about some of the stuff I just went through, but I guarantee you 99% of them other guys on there, they ain't gonna do that shit for you, so don't even bother. But with that being said, that'll be it for this video. I hope you guys have a nice, wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, because this does drop on Friday. And as always, be sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, drop a comment down below, let me know what you guys think. And with that, I am out.